Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another great edition of my Grue Rume Show. For the Grue Rume Show today, I got two awesome guests, the writer and director of this amazing coming of age film called Boy, and the lead actor from the film. I'm really looking forward to talking to them both. This is a very good film. I had the honor of screening it, and it's an amazing film. It's very emotional, and my God, it's like the lead actor that I'm going to have on the show today. He does an amazing job and brings you to tears. I am Rocco Cross. I am the host of Stutters. I am the host of the Grue Rume Show, and my interview will be coming up very soon. This is my Grue Rume, and as always, my gruelings. Welcome to my nightmare. So stay tuned, everybody. It's going to be a good one. All right, guys, welcome to Grue, and thank you both so much for coming on and talking about Boy.
You're
Thank
welcome for having us.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So the first question, Soren, right? That's how you say your name.
Yeah.
Okay. The first question is for you, and what inspired you to want to write and make this emotional, great film?
Well, it started with my co-writer and me. We've worked together for like on all my shorts,
Mhm.
and we wanted to combine our backstories, as you can say, in a way. I come from the countryside, and growing up, quite differently than him. He grew up in the city of in the center of Copenhagen with a um, yeah split divorced family and stuff like that. And I grew up in a I guess you can say nuclear family in as well. But back in the 90s, it was quite it could be kind of lonely being, feeling outside the norm and stuff like that. So we wanted to combine a rural story from my background and a feeling of loneliness that you can like feel when you're in different from everyone else, and combining with Thomas's story of being in the city, and he's been dealing with some of the same issues as Tobias does in the film. So what kind of tried to combine those two things together. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it came out on screen great.
Cool. Thanks. Thanks a lot. But also
And
it comes from
oh, sorry.
kind of a sad background, because we are in Denmark. We're facing challenges with declining well-being among young people. Has a lot of people talk about what cause these challenges, but no one really seems to know. So that kind of also talked into what we related to what we wanted to talk about from our background also. So it's both based on our stories, but set in how it is today in Denmark. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. And Noah, I know I'm going to keep on screwing up your name. I'm sorry. And how did how did you get cast as the lead of the film, and what were your first thoughts when you read the script about the film and about the role that you're about to play?
um Actually, it was because of, 6 years ago, I think, I played a smaller role in one of Søren and Thomas's shorts, as Søren just talked about. And then I'm pretty sure it was Thomas who remembered me from back then and recommended Søren and the casting director to invite me to send us self-tape in the first place. Yeah, and I did that, and then I was like had a callback for the physical casting, and then another callback where we like did a chemistry casting with Alexander Meyer Larsen, who plays Aaron in the film. And yeah, then then I just got a phone call and was asked to play the role, and was very, very excited and very, very nervous as well, because as you also mentioned, like it is the lead and he is in almost every scene, so it also felt
Yeah.
some kind of responsibility. And it was the first feature film I got to do. And yeah, but yeah, then I read the script and I was very touched, and it resonated, and especially Tobias resonated with me. And like I guess I felt some kind of connection, emotional connection. Um, yeah, when I read it, and that also just helped. That thrilling part of it, and me being nervous about it, because I just forgot myself and was like focusing on the character, and trying to understand him and his behavior.
Oh wow. Oh, like I was telling you, did amazing as the leader of the film. Like it's definitely an emotional film. You definitely had tears in my eyes at certain scenes, but
Thank you
you
so much.
really did. You did amazing.
Thank-
Yeah. And the next question is for you both. To Tobias is about to spend the summer with his grandmom and granddad, and he's a young guy, so he thinks the summer's going to be boring. There's going to be nothing to do, but it turns out to be a summer that he'll never forget. And what are your thoughts, the both of you? What are your thoughts on the summer of him?
Yeah, well, I don't think it's the first time he spent some time with his grandparents, because he was sent there by his parents. So as you said, I think he probably thought that it was going to be boring and not a lot to do, and then he can't get a hold of his mom during the film. Calls her a few times, and to find out when he's supposed to come back home. Um, but yeah, but it's also the summer where something changes for him in a way that
Hmm.
it hadn't done before. Yeah, it kind of also reminds me of the summer I had with my grandparents. So that's kind of with my grandmother. Not that anything like this happened, because I was much smaller when I spent my summers there, but it was kind of like time stood still for the summer, and a week could feel like a year or more, and I kind of also wanted to have that feeling into the film, kind of the eternal summer. The summer
Yeah.
just goes on, and yeah. So yeah, that was the inspiration, at least.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe I'll just add that I think like very important part of it for Tobias is the fact that he falls in love, and he
Hmm.
didn't expect that at all, I think. And he's just 16 years old, trying to find himself, or explore. And then he has a lot of inner demons, or issues. And then now also falling in love, which is just in itself, very intense. And so that's that's a big part of his identity formation.
Yeah,
Um, and
yeah,
also because it's he starts to question, now that he is feeling this love, or the feeling of being in love. He starts to question whether he is worth loving himself. um, because Aaron also is showing some interest to him. Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely, definitely. And this next question again is for you both. You know, he definitely has a mother who really doesn't show him love. The father don't either. The father is never there. And do you both feel like he's searching for love because of what's going on with his parents and falls for an older man because like his father isn't there?
Mm. Yeah, maybe it could be a reason, I think, but it's but Arne is probably also the first person, other than maybe his grandparents, that see him as the almost grown up boy he is, and sees and shows him affection and interests, and for me Arne also has a certain, you know, warmth and to him, and and I could see him fall in love with Arne. He's a nice guy, but he maybe he just can't, you know, handle what all the demons Tobias has inside and from his home. Yeah, I don't know if you
Yeah.
have something to add, Noah.
Nah, I don't know. I hadn't thought of it in that way, to be honest. But I think Aaron represents some kind of he's just so calm and relaxed and steady in a way
Mm-hmm.
that Tobias isn't.
Mm.
Um, and that is probably because of like the lack of care from his parents. Um, so in that way, uh, that might be the reason why he is falling in love with Aaron. But on the other hand, it's also just happening. I don't know.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Definitely. And no, like the next question's for you. Like you play someone who loves to skateboard. And did you already know how to skateboard, or was it something you learned for the film?
Um, so not for the film. I've been skating for like the last 10 years. So it
Oh my
was
God.
yeah, in the first draft of the script that I read, Tobias was running a lot, also as a way to cope with some of these emotions. But then I got the role, and it was just replaced with the skating instead. Um, and I think that was a great decision because I really like skating, and I think it also adds some nuance in some way to the character,
Mhm.
and for me, it made it more personal because I could relate directly to something here, and yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. And Soren, like the music of the film, the score, like it definitely sounded great. And when I watch films, like I love watching films for the music too, especially horror films. And
Mm.
this definitely has like that chilling like horror vibe. And how did you know the sound that you wanted for the film?
Well, it's like to get to the end, it's a process, but before when I write the scripts, I usually listen to a lot of music because, you know, just sitting at home writing, and I save a playlist of things I like, and it for the film, and it showed a direction of towards, like, I wanted to have some music numbers, like with
Mhm.
lyrics and some tracks that were written for the films, but I also wanted to have that the to have or my wish my I wanted to have like the same people writing the score as who wrote the music numbers, like with
Okay.
lyrics and stuff. And so I didn't know if that was possible or not. But then I was recommended Buster and Jonas, who wrote the score and the tracks for the film that we use, and they have a very Jonas, who's the singer. He has a very unique voice that I felt had like a tenderness and a otherness that I felt was good for the film. And yeah, so and then we started before filming. We started working on some basic tracks and talking about the instruments and what we wanted to do, and then when you're in the editing, you really get going with the working together. And we tried a lot of things. Some things didn't work, and and then yeah, we found out that it was to only use a few instruments for the score, and
Mhm.
get also to get that eerie sound that you also mentioned. That's that's Buster playing on some kind of instrument and making those kind of weird sounds, and I think all the music is made with real instruments that he plays, and then
Okay.
records on his computer, and then yeah, so it's really like it was a natural progression to end up here with kind of a sparse uh, score, but with various distinctive sounds, and of course the music tracks that we wrote for the films as well. So yeah,
Oh wow.
that's how it ended
It
up.
definitely a lot of work went into making the score. That's why it sounded so good. Like you took time with it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It was well, they're really great, Buster and Jonas. So they're also very patient with me when sometimes you can't decide, and you have to hear a lot of different things. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that's really really great of them.
Nice. And the next question is for you both. You know, to Tobias has meets both Jonas and Aaron, and you would think like he would fall for Jonas because Jonas is like the good looking young guy, but he falls for the other guy. And
Yeah.
what makes you think that, like, why do you think he was more attracted to the to Aaron over Jonas?
For me, it's I think Aaron has a certain, like I said before, warmth to him that he and has, and like Noah said, he has like a steady core, if you can say. You can feel that he's a he's a good guy who comes from a solid background in a way, and
Yeah.
has a lot of patience and interest in other people. So I think that's one of the reasons, at least.
Yeah, I thought about when I heard the question, the fact that Jonas and Tobias, uh, they have some similarities, or they're like sharing some sort of darkness, and that make them like understand each other,
Hmm.
and also accept how they uh like the way they are coping with these negative emotions and thoughts, and that's like a rare thing, like to accept that in a relationship, um because both of them are they're like aware of that, self-destruction.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, and as we just talked about, on the other hand, Arne is characterized by that warmth and steadiness, calmness, and like this relaxed guy. And yeah, so I think that's also just one of the reasons why Aaron is probably better for Tobias. Maybe he will learn that like that's the reason why later on. But yeah.
Oh yeah, nah, definitely, definitely. Like you know, they were very similar in one another. You're absolutely right with that.
Mm.
And now, like the next two questions are actually for you. Like first, you know, with with to Toby, it's like something happens. Of course, I'm not going to say what it is, but something dark happens, and it sends him into like a dark place, and it's very raw and sad. Like that's where you definitely need a box of tissues when it comes to the dark path that he starts to go into. And I mean, basically, you just want to grab him and give him a hug and tell him everything's going to be fine. But how did you get into the mind frame to actually play those like dark, raw scenes? And of course, when he's trying to hurt himself too.
Mm. I think, some of that sadness or darkness or whatever like exists in all of us.
Oh
So
yeah.
sometimes before shooting the movie, I was just maybe lingering to those feelings a bit longer than I would do normally, and try like to explore and just notice how overwhelming it can feel, and instead of just forgetting it and moving on, I really try to imagine that those feelings staying and getting worse and worse. And um, but especially the thing about the self harm and like the self hatred, I had to also talk to some other people about it, because I really wanted to understand like the very specific thought processes that like
Oh yeah.
precedes the acts of the self harm, uh, in order to play those scenes in an authentic way. Yeah. Um, so I just talked to a lot of people around me. Like went to high school at that time before shooting the movie, so there was a lot of young people around me all the time,
Mhm.
and it was, which is a very sad fact, but it wasn't that hard to find someone to um who like could explain those things for me, because it is a huge problem. Um, yeah, but I just try to understand how that feeling can grow and grow and get that overwhelming that you'll have to do something physical to reduce it, or you know cope with it. Um, yeah, I think that the part with like talking with people around me and people I knew was probably the most like efficient way to connect to the subject of like the themes. But I also read some diaries and some autobiographical essays and texts about the eating disorder and yeah, destructive behavior and all that. Um, yeah, so a lot of different things.
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot. And the next question is also for you. Like, you know, for when people watch a film, they're going to see how he turns to sex to sort of cope. It brings a a new pain that he wants to feel, and it's it's some crazy sex for sure. But but how did you prepare for those scenes?
So first of all, we had an intimacy coordinator who basically made a very like specific choreography for the whole scene for all the scenes intimate scenes. And so when reading them for the first time, I was thinking, God damn, that's gonna be so challenging and boundary pushing and all that. But when we had like to do them, it was so, yeah, as I said before, constructed and choreographed. So it was more like do this motion and then do this motion and then feel yeah, it was more like a dance, and not intimate at all, actually. Especially not the ones with the, as you mentioned, the more rough ones are like
Yes.
the ones that um, is in the same category as the self-harm aspect of
Hmm.
it. Those were actually the easiest ones to do
Oh, wow.
because it was so mechanic and yeah. But the other more intimate scenes with Aaron, for instance, was actually much more boundary pushing for me, I think, because it's just felt more authentic and like you have to kiss and really feel each other in another way. Um, yeah, but I think it felt safe and nice
Oh, wow.
throughout the whole process. So yeah,
Okay. Okay. No, no, but I mean, like I said, like everything you did in this film was amazing. Like the emotional stuff, the raw scenes, the sex scenes, but that, like everything was like great.
thank you so much.
You got it. And Soren, like, what are you hoping that fans that watch the film take from it?
Mm. I hope they'll, of course, I hope they have a response, an emotional response to the film, and they can relate to Tobias as a person, because I think he's, even though his feelings and his emotions are a bit extreme, it I think it's his feeling of loneliness and being feeling like he's different, and it's something I think we all can relate to somehow. And so and but and also I think it's, for me, it's a portrait of a boy who longs to be loved and love other people's, but he doesn't feel like he deserves it. I think a lot of us also can relate to that feeling, and
Oh
also,
yeah,
and I wanted to people maybe to take from the film is that it's never too late to ask for help and fight to get to a better place. Yeah.
definitely. And that's part of my next question too, is for you both, is like the film definitely shows how alone that he feels, and he's he's scared to like talk to people about the way he feels, and he turns to harming himself, he turns to sex. And just like you were saying, like there are people out there that will listen to you if you're going through something, and something's bothering you or you feel hurt. Like there's always someone you can speak to or talk to, and try to get a better mindset. But what are both of your final thoughts on the film?
Do you want to start now, or
No, you can just start.
okay? Uh, damn it. Um, um, I don't know. Mm, well, at least it could be something like I like, one of the reasons why I did this film is to shed light on on the serious consequences of loneliness among especially young people, because they are
Hmm.
research show that they're the most lonely
Yeah.
of at least in Denmark, and also to remind us, all of us, that we all deserve some kind of love in our life, even when we can't see it ourselves. So I don't know, something like that.
Something like that, right?
Yeah.
He's like, let me think. What am I gonna say?
Yeah. Um, I don't really know. It's I think it's a very important movie as well. And I think it contributes to make some little bit more nuanced way of seeing self-harm, self-harm, for instance. You know, also, yeah, I don't really know what to add. To be honest, I think it's summed up pretty good. Uh,
Yeah, definitely, man. And and this question's for you both. It has nothing to do with the film. I'm just gonna ask a few questions outside of the film. What music do you both like? Like, what's on your playlist?
um, I'm very much into a guy called McGee. Um, that's like some indie rock stuff, and I just um really like his productions, and yeah. Also just got like to do I'm at a school right now where we're also playing a lot of music, so I just got
Oh,
to
nice.
make a cover of a McGee song. So yeah, I've been listening a lot to him. And then I'm also doing some electronic music myself, and
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of um, some rappers called Drain Gang,
Okay.
which is like a group of Swedish rappers, including a guy called Young Lean and Blade. So yeah, and then also some hyperpop artists like Caroline Polachek and Charlie XCX, of course.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's what's on my playlist right now as we speak, at least.
Great. That's a great one. I like it.
Yeah, I'll keep it short. I'm right now. I'm listening to the new album by B.O.Y,
Mm.
who is two of the guys that we used, like Buster and Jonas. They're two of the guys in the band, and they're part of a band called B.O.Y, and they just released a new album last week or the week before. So
Nice.
that's on my playlist, and then I always listen to a lot of French alternative. I don't know why,
Okay.
and I just like it.
I forgot Blaubloom, of course. Yeah, really.
All right. Okay. Okay.
Album.
So you listen.
Yeah, I'm so excited that, I love all the music. Would recommend.
Oh, nice. Nice. Now you mentioned like you play music too. What kind of music you play?
Um, actually, actually, mostly I'm just like producing,
Oh, wow.
stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Mostly.
That's awesome. Nice.
It's very nice.
And
Just more like as a hobby, but like a way to relax. Yeah.
hey, whatever you have fun doing, do it, right?
But,
And next question for you both too. Like, if you were gonna do a karaoke song, what do you think you would sing?
I would probably do "Creep" by Radiohead, just because it's this kind of the sound of my teenage years. So kind of the feeling as well. Sometimes I guess a lot of people can relate, but I probably won't do it in for anyone else. That's probably not a good idea.
Okay.
I think I'd go with "Killing in the Name," Rage Against the
Yeah.
Machine. also just as a way not to sing, but more just yell and rap and
Yeah.
express something.
You think you could get that vocal range, the high scream vocal range that they do?
Maybe, I don't know. Probably not. Not. He's amazing, but yeah, it's very energetic and energetic, and yeah, I like that.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And I'm a big horror fan, so I always ask my guests this: are there any horror films that you both like?
Uh, for me, it's definitely The Shining.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
I'm a big Kubrick fan, so I really like that one, and I was into a lot of quite some time ago. I was really into the Japanese The Ring films and other
Oh yeah, definitely,
horror
definitely.
films. They were so creepy, and also like It Follows a lot. That's pretty
That
good.
was good.
Yeah. So those are my main ones, I think.
I'm not that big of a horror guy, to be honest, but we went with this film. We went to Helsinki at a film festival where I went to watch a film called I Saw the TV Glow.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
saw that. Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
that's like one of my favorite movies now. I think I really liked it. Yeah, but it's not that like thrilling maybe or scary, but at least it's a great movie, I think, and it
It
has
is.
some
It is.
horror
It was
elements.
very well done.
Yeah, yeah.
And like, what about foods? Like, what kind of food do you both love to eat?
Feel like we ate a lot of burgers together actually. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, we've had a lot of burgers together.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love burgers.
Yeah. Totally. And I also go anything Italian is also on my top top three. All kinds of pasta. Yeah.
Same.
I love that.
I like fresh spring rolls as well, like
Oh
Vietnamese with good peanut butter sauce and all that.
Oh
Oof.
yeah. Good.
Yeah.
that sounds really good. I like that. So when you get your burgers, like, do you like a well done, medium well? Do you like the blood squirting out of it? Like, how do you like your?
I think I like it medium. Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Nice, same, yeah. And I guess the last question I'll ask you guys is, where could fans keep up with the film and also follow you both at?
The film is out to rent or buy on, I think, most major platforms in the US as we speak. It just came out on Amazon and other platforms. And I'm on Instagram mostly as at SGKONG. So anyone can catch up there.
Yeah, I'm also only on Instagram. NoaRisbro. Yeah, and that's also like it's just a private profile, but I don't know. Maybe I should make it public or whatever.
Yeah, especially like one, I mean, this film is out and you're probably going to get fans from the film and they're going to be like, "Oh man, he has this thing on private."
Yeah.
Consider.
Well, thank you both so much for coming on, and you almost knocked your painting down there. Thank you
Yeah,
both so much for coming on and doing this. It was really nice meeting you guys.
Yeah,
you
you
too.
too.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Well, have a great day or night. I don't know. I forgot what time it is over there. And thank you again for doing this.
Thank you.
Thank you.